Ghostshrimp Classic Workshop Round 14. Let's fucking go, y'all. Ew! We are right smack dab in the middle of this workshop. We're rolling. We got the momentum. We got the energy. We're working on those habits and routines, and we are at my favorite assignment, my favorite type of work, album covers. Let's fucking go, y'all. Ew! My first illustration jobs were for my friends in high school, doing album covers, posters for shows. Recently went to the Grammys for that Gravity Falls soundtrack album artwork that I did. And in between, I have done, I think, 30 plus album covers that make up 50 plus pieces because of covers and backs and interiors. Really my favorite. There's something so pure about listening to that music, that art that someone else made, and it comes inside you, and then it's coming back out, your unique personal vision of what the cover of that album will be, right? It's a beautiful, it's just a perfect representation of that cycle of inspiration that we're all involved in, right? It's a pure form, art inspiring art, right? And it's a great meeting of kind of personal art and commercial art, because out of album covers, out of all the jobs I've done, album covers are the ones where people are just like automatically like go nuts, like do your shit, right? You know, that's pretty much my MO anyway. No matter what anybody's gonna tell me, I'm just gonna do my shit because that's my vibe. But album covers are the place where there is the most creative freedom that I found in the last 21 years of being a independent artist, a freelance illustrator, a freelance gun for hire in the animation industry as well. Right? Album covers is that sweet spot. So the assignment this week is to pick your favorite album, your first album, your friend's album that they've been wanting you to do a cover for, whatever you're grooving on right now, whatever seems like would be most fun to listen to vibe out on, to hit that sketchbook and fill those pages up and let those breakthroughs come. Oh shit, I didn't know we were gonna get here. Oh shit, what did I just come up with? Right? Channeling that energy from the creative gods through your unique makeup as a infinite human in a creative universe, as a creative animal in an infinite universe, right? And if 10 other people did this same exact album, how is yours going to be unique? How is yours going to be personal to you in a way that it stands out? Right? The easiest way to be unique is just to be yourself, right? That's the beauty of it. It's the easiest thing to do once you just let go, right? And that's the theme, is all about letting go, right? Don't try to control it. Go with the flow. Go with the flow of the process. When we're talking about habits and routines, right? What are some of my good habits and routines? Getting to bed at 10 o'clock every night, getting up at 6 a.m. every day, routine, schedule, right? Predictable. My body knows what's happening. My body knows what to expect. When I get up, sipping that coffee, hitting that weed, getting right to it, my body knows that we're just getting creative right off the bat, right? Having a nice, light, nutritious lunch after a great morning of creative output, right? I'm not even eating all morning. I'm just drinking a couple cups of coffee, then I'm just vibing, having a nice light lunch, taking a little 20-minute, I call it a nap, but it's really just more of a recharge, of a rest. I'm sitting on my charger on my bed for a few minutes to recharge, almost more like a little meditation where I get to a little in-between space there. I just start to go and my brain starts to go into that in-between place and it gets a little weird, and then I go boop and I'm back. And it's a nice reset, and then my afternoon is a second morning and I'm fresh, right? And then I make sure whatever I'm doing that evening is setting me up for a successful day tomorrow, right? I'm drinking water all fucking day, as much water as you can possibly drink, just pissing, right? I am not getting distracted. My phone's away, the social media's away, not taking calls. I am disappearing into my work. I am dedicated to the craft, right? It's my number one priority to sit there and get the most out of myself creatively for the day. And then in the evening time, it's time to watch a little inspirational movie, right? Something that's gonna refill the tank, not just something that's gonna occupy my mind, but something that's gonna refill the tank. And what am I doing while I'm working? Listening to podcasts that entertain my mind, listening to an audiobook that fills up my tank again, listening to something that's going to feed into what I'm doing down the road, right? Listening to, sports is something that has always inspired me, right? Athletes are a lot like artists, where it's only the people that are most focused on the task at hand, most focused on the lifestyle, most focused on dedicating themselves to the craft are going to be able to maintain at that elite successful level on their own terms, right? Sports fills my tank up, right? Artistic movies fill my tank up. We're talking about some David Lynch, talking about some Alejandro Jodorowsky, talking about some Werner Herzog, talking about really anything out there that is gonna get you fired up. Akira, freaking Totoro, right? Hit those classic Disneys, hit those Pink Panther original shorts, hit those Looney Tunes, right? Hit that Ren and Stimpy, that G.I. Joe the movie, animated movie, right? Whatever's good, that nostalgia zone. Oh my God, Secret of Nim, Rats of Nim, right? What are we talking about? Original Disney Robin Hood, fucking The Jungle Book, right? Talking about a little Sword in the Stone. Who knows about that Sword in the Stone, that Wolfgang Reitherman era of Disney movies? The stuff that inspired you as a kid, the nostalgia zone is gonna be incredibly powerful for you, right? You are only as good as your habits and routines will let you be. You're not in as much control as you think. So rather than try to fight your willpower in the moment, use your brain to set your whole life up in a way where it's not up to willpower. You are hacking the fact that you are a creature of habits and routines, right? You are hacking the fact that you're mostly gonna just continue to do the same things over and over again, whether you like it or not. So to install habits and routines that are productive, that do simplify your life, that do streamline everything and funnel you into your goals, right? That's all about aligning with the vision of the dopest life. That's all about thinking about this 3-year plan. Where are we going? Where have we come from? Where do we want to fucking be, y'all? And right now we're smack dab in the middle of album covers. And as you can see, so let's see, do we have a date on this? This is early in my career. We can tell because I signed at DRJ. We didn't sign at Ghostshrimp yet. My first year, I was still kind of dabbling with how I was gonna sign my work. DRJ, Daniel Rogers James, my birth name, my Christian name. Now it's Daniel Rogers James Bandit. Right when we got married, we took that step towards creating our own reality, pushed that last name into the second middle name slot, and took on the mantle of the Bandit family, right? Creating a new legacy for Wolf Bandit and Juniper Bandit, our children, right? Sparing no chance to let the art gods know that we are committed to creating our own reality, right? And here we are early on in the career. This was, I remember, one of my first couple years out before my cabin. I feel like I was living in either one of my first 2 apartments with I had a couple different girlfriends in this early phase, and a couple different apartments at this time. And starting to do some album cover work, right? Going to shows. I would go to shows. I got the job from Josh Martinez by traveling out west, visiting my homie Luke Dubois in Santa Cruz, and going to a Josh Martinez show, getting there early with a portfolio in my bag, just a little 3-ring binder with printouts, couple shirts in there, sitting there early, approaching them at sound check, saying, "Hey, I love your music, want to work with you. Here's a couple shirts. What can I do for you? Oh, let's do some characters and a logo for the label, which is actually on here, Camel Bear Records. I think that's one of the first things I did for them. Met them at the next stop on the tour. This was down in Santa Cruz. Met them on the next stop of the tour up in San Francisco to show them the sketches, right? Chasing the dream, right? Not going, when is someone gonna give me something to do? No, going out finding it, right? So here we got the Boss Hogs EP, this classic, simpler Ghostshrimp layout, black, white, and red. They are going into the voting booth for rich man, richest man, rich man, richer man, or richest man. Uh-oh, it's a setup. And they're being turned into chicharrones, right? Look at that. Held at gunpoint, put into the machine. We got a fun little pig turned to bones, turned to chicharrones, coming out, being put in the box, being put in the pig van. Yum, right? Just fun storytelling, right? Again, the signature marks of the Ghostshrimp artwork are here already, right? We've got a front cover setup, we've got a back cover payoff, we've got scale on the back, right? We've got this strong black and white vibe starting out, right? Even before color. Here's another one. This was in LA. We're jumping around. I only have a certain amount of them in physical. I should really get the collection buffed up a little bit. You can see almost everything I've done on the website. I think almost every album cover that I did to professionals on the website. Pre-professional, don't have that stuff on there. Should get that stuff up as well. But, the reason it's not on there is because when you have a professional website, you want the work that represents the work you want to be getting. And the work before I was a professional is good, but it's just a little bit of a different vibe, not quite as consistent. Even though this stuff is still early, you could see the development, right? Like, could I find a way to put that on the website? Yes, but if someone comes in and sees that randomly, it's like, this is that guy's work. Oh, it's actually from a million years ago, and this was a student piece and all that stuff. This is a high school piece, whatever, So we got this fun Gel Rock Laws and Flaws. One side hitting the blunt, smoke coming in here. This weird third eye DJ, smoke coming out this side. This dude coming up, 2 iterations of him, evolution of him coming up, spinning this record. More smoke coming out from him. Fun, out in the stars, ethereal. Didn't do a back cover for that. They did the text layout for that, said don't worry about that. Niella, better late than never. Got a little spin on. We got some classic folklore, some classic fairy tale mythology referenced here. Little Red Riding Hood. We got Little Red Riding Hood here as a spooky ghost. She's dipping a blade in some poison and slitting the throat of the big bad wolf who has this crazy snake tongue. Stabbed him in the eye. The text coming out of a letter there. That's a fun little way to work in the name of the album and the artist, right? You want to put that on the cover. So for the assignment, you're going to be, doing the cover, getting the title in there, getting the artist name in there. You could just do the cover if you want, or you could do a whole, wrap around cover back. You could do an interior spread. This is one of my absolute favorites. The Returners, some of the Shapeshifter crew in here. D-Ski, we got D-Ski on the production, Di Delamore and Tumex, and Stacy D on the lyrics. Kind of a gothic, romantic, hip-hop fucking concept album here. Super dope. This girl is committing suicide multiple ways. She slit her wrist. She shot herself in the heart, making a heart blood stamp on the tree. She's smoking, she's hanging herself, she's listening to the music, she's in the graveyard, and this vision of death is coming up, giving her the heart goblet to drink from to pass over to the other side, this dead bird skeleton creature. And in church when I was a kid growing up, there was this dude who would be at the church festival and he would have a coat full of all these pockets and all the kids could pick a prize out of the pockets. I always loved that idea. Strong personal mythology popping up there. You could see still a simpler approach, flatter approach, more straight on approach, but still very fun and effective, right? Really a very graphic image here, both conceptually and literally, but very visually clear, right? Nice contrast, nice point of focus. Earlier on, my colors were very muted, right? This was kind of contemporaneous with Adventure Time. Post Adventure Time, we got some. I think this is this post Adventure Time? They don't put. Oh no, this was released more recently, but the original album came out a while ago. Party Till Your Body Stops, my man. Factor, worked with him a bunch. Cam, Graham, and Gam. Just a funny, starting to get a little more detailed here. We got scale going. We got these three dudes, the producer, the two MCs, chilling with some space ladies out here in outer space, some space bases, some space transports. We got the vermouth. Pulled a lot of stuff from the lyrics here. We got the bong. We got a sick fanny pack, sick mesh tank top going. He's got all his production equipment in the suitcase here. They're swagged out. Bong on the head, just having fun with it. And then on the back here, we got a mom with the umbilical cord floating, giving birth in outer space, y'all, waiting for that baby to come embrace her. Right? Very happy ending there on the back. I love the front to the back, right? The front to the back, the storytelling. And here, oh my God, Neruvian Doom, who knows about this shit? A great example of we got three drawings to tell the story here. So beginning, middle, and end. In the beginning, we've got our heroes at the beginning of their journey, Bishop Nehru and MF Doom, up here in some kind of impossibly burnt out structure. I don't know how this was made or what, right? These is built on trees that are burned. There's rocks stacked up on it, growing out. I don't know how this structure was ever grown or made, right? Mystery and intrigue, unsolvable equations are more interesting than answers. And below we've got a stairway into the unknown, into the darkness, into the depths of hell, perhaps. We've got these burnt up corpses that are waiting, cannibal corpses waiting underneath with knives ready, sleeping in coffins, surrounded by bones, waiting for them to come down. The path ahead, the hero's journey lies ahead to the promised land where the sun is shining here, to this giant tree. And in the middle of the story, we find our heroes on the road. We're using scale here again, people. I love scale. And they are here in the foreground looking out over. They are partway through the journey now, and they are envisioning themselves at their destination, writ large, sat large, rapping, styling, freestyling. We've got now they're envisioning a structure built there, a pavilion that looks spookily like the pavilion that we built here after this was made, right? The top of the tree looks like a cloud, right? We're talking about going to heaven, y'all, the promised land. And now we're at the back, and we've got the boys celebrating, meditating, levitating, ladies reclining up at the top of the tree, up in this heavenly realm, touching the sun. Doom meditating here. Got a bowl of noodles there. Crystals coming out of the top. Boombox waiting, right? Legendary cover. And in the second part of this video, we will break down the original artwork to these album covers, and I have a lot more to share. Here we're just kind of jumping around some of the faves that I have in physicals. Another one here from Factor. This is the Factoria album. This is one of my absolute favorites, if not my favorite. We had worked together a bunch. He came to me and said, I have this photograph of me kind of standing by these abandoned buildings. Here's the back cover. You can see more, right? And on the front cover, this is like the other side of it or something, or the same picture without him in it. But he's standing here, and he's like, I want you to riff off of this and do something with it. So I was like, all right, what if I riff off of it and do a psychedelic illustrated version of the picture, right? So we've got him there. And this one I went nuts on. And this was post MF Doom. And for the MF Doom one, I went up a larger size. I went up, instead of 12 by 12, I went up to 18 by 18. And then for these ones, this is just still 12 by 12 for the original, but I was like, I'm going to go more detailed. I'm going to go denser detail, pack in the detail more. And you can see this one is really going absolutely bonkers. We've got Factor here, see-through head, headphone brain, crown, jewels, crown starting to grow up or down, leading into this strange brain, hot air balloon, synapses coming out, DNA coming out from the past to the future, from the future to the past, Egyptian pyramid, snake coming out of the head on this side. Strange structure, strange creature from smoke holding up this structure coming out of his pipe. Down here, well, let's continue this. So we're kind of going in here, up here, across here with the leg, right? Across here with the leg, sitting on this wonky tree. We've got little cookout barbecue here, using scale to the max here. Weird tree house, weird pulley basket. Snake coming up here holding the sacred fruit, the fruit of knowledge from the Garden of Eden. Is it an apple? Is it a mushroom? The legged serpent, right? Coming down, we've got this strange character with like a pizza wheel detonator, bicycle, many things, whatever, the many things and nothing all at once, going between these two kind of emoji faces of skull and smiley face. This other strange creature growing out of the bricks of the structure with a clipper hand about to clip this tree. I don't even know what's going on. This weird TV heart dog building creature. This safe has fallen on this murderous man's head and crushed it. He's got a gun and a knife. This dude's cruising with the top down, the windshield broken, hitting this guy, crushing his skull, blood coming out with the gun. This other guy with a devil mask and a knife and a gun shooting this other guy in the face. This kid's about to hit him with a baseball bat in the head and murder him. A broken watch hanging down, right, going absolutely bonkers. And they had the really cool idea of making this. My idea was kind of to have a see-through version, a plastic see-through version of the picture, and then you could kind of see the image behind it and it would slide out. And they did an even cooler thing, which is a die cut of it and a lightly printed version of it. So it really gives that effect, but it's also die cut. So this is probably the most impressive album I think I've ever done. And then Totem Terrors, another fun one. They said, we want pizza, ice cream, and hot dogs. I said, say less. I just went insane and made a spaceship, fucking hot dog, astronaut. His face is like melting through this bubblegum thing, and becoming like a candy bubblegum fucking, I don't even know what, balloon. Very festive, very bright. Pizza wings, and then on the back we just have the expression of that kind of face on the back. Simple, big, iconic, very fun. Love that. This one's really fun. Yesterday with Sadat X, OG hip hop head, very fun. This was rap that Razkaz on here, rapping about what it used to be like in the old days, the throwback. So we got the Walkman, we got the TV, we got the water tower, quintessential for New York City. We got the subway, quintessential for New York City. Graffiti, quintessential for New York City. We got the beeper hanging out next to the payphone girl, which I love, spinning the basketball. I used to have a beeper. I got a job when I was 14 delivering papers around town so I could pay my beeper bill. Got another little pizza lady. We got a couple cassette tapes fighting over here. We got some cassette tapes breakdancing over here. We got some dominoes playing basketball here, climbing the fence, Chasing the Ice Cream Truck, just classic New York City vibes for that one. And then we got, of course, the Gravity Falls Grammy nominated album cover here. On the front, they said we want the Mystery Shack to be on a record player. And then inside, we want a roadside Americana road trip map. And we want the whole thing to feel psychedelic. So you can shut your eyes and imagine what that might be. And I was like, what does that mean, right? And I'm not saying what is it supposed to be or what should it be, right? Never, never, never say those dirty words. I said, what could this be? What will I envision for this? Right? What could this be? Not what should it be, but what could this be? Big difference there in thinking. Small difference in wording, big difference in thinking, right? It's all about the brain, y'all. What happens in here is what determines what happens out here. Never forget it. Don't let what happens out here mess with what happens in here. This controls reality. Doot, doot, doot. It's magic. It's a magic fucking brain. You've got one too. So I of course decided to make the cabin made up of Grunkle Stan and Grunkle Ford. We've got the two main characters up here. We've got the villain coming out the top. We got Seuss the groundskeeper here, right? We've got the shrinking, enlarging flashlight here next to the infinite sided die that is interacting and making the logic of the Ghostshrimp world, right? The colors are taken from this flashlight. One I forget if it's shrinking is what, but one is blue and one is like this neon pink red, right? Made the cabin the actual kind of falls with Gravity Falls with the F falling off, which I love. We got Waddles and Gompers chilling up here. The cat hands on Mabel. The three books, the three journals out here in front of Dipper. Wendy back here. The fucking Weird Mageddon coming out with Bill Cipher. They had the idea of putting some notes, some musical notes here, which I had the idea of then turning into Weird Mageddon bats. And then in here we've got the Americana road trip psychedelic. And we've got Bill Cipher coming in, burning his way through the map. We've got Grunkle Stan's car being driven by the bear, right? I literally binged every single episode of the show. I was familiar with it, but didn't have it all in my mind, and took notes on everything I wanted to put in here, right? The secret society of the whatever eye going on here, the gym teacher here, battling the sea monster and fucking what the fuck thickety whatever, right? The fucking dino bird over here, the iconic jar of eyeballs from the intro shattering, running down the falls, multi-bear here, the wonky-eyed lady here, the Summerween trickster up on the iconic tower with the graffiti on it. The statue come to life from Weird Mageddon, battling Giffany here with the time traveler dude, right? We've got the map of like a D&D map come to life, which is from one of the episodes. Time Baby waiting here. The cops strung up. This weird spider morphing lady here. We've got one of the best friends caught up in the web here. We've got this fucking villain dude, always blank on his name whenever I'm trying to do this breakdown here. We've got Time Clops up here, right? And then we've got the sleeves that are the characters. We got Dipper with the tree growing out. We've got Mabel with the tree hands, right? Being Weird Mageddoned. And we've got Grunkle Stan in his hairy chest and his medallion. And of course we've got Bill Cipher with the satanic horns and fire growing out of his head, right? And there's funny stories that I posted up that was such a wild one to make because of the oversight from Disney. And they were very concerned that me and Alex Hirsch had conspired to put secret messages in there. But there you go, a little taste of album covers to get you jumped into the assignment, and we will be posting up another video of later in the week, probably like Wednesday, give you a little breather, probably hit it on Wednesday, of breaking down a shit ton of original artwork of all these album covers and more, because I have a lot more in original artwork form than I have in printed form. But there you go, week 5, y'all. And this weekend is going to be a group chat. No solo chats this weekend. Group chat 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Day TBD. Let's fucking go, yo!